What's up, mortals? It's Dante from the anime Underworld, and today we are going over chapter 227 of Four Nights of the Apocalypse, Leonis in Bedlam. And what an appropriate title, because oh boy, people, things are not looking good here at all. If you thought that Bond being aged to an old man was shocking in the last chapter, oh boy, strap in folks, we're in for a doozy. But don't take my word for it, let's get into it. We begin chapter 227 with Cath standing triumphantly over Bond, the man who was making a mockery out of the usurper of chaos, while Bond's allies gather to him. Cath looks over to Fairy King Harlequin and just thanks him for the idea, saying, "Thank you, King of Fairies. You kindly reminded me that this monster is human." "Yeah, King, you and your stupid monologue, this is all your fault." And King has the right to be worried as he asked, "What did you even do to him?" Even Meliodas is shocked at what happened to Bond as he continues to just cough up blood. Old man Bond, even though he doesn't look that bad if I'm being honest, is continuing to cough up blood, saying that the air in purgatory didn't even affect him internally one bit. But now it feels as if his own damn organs are falling apart. So Bond might look relatively okay on the outside, but inside, he's dying. Meliodas and Bond turn towards Cath as they finally understood what he did. He manipulated time. All the while that big cat is just smirking as if he finally figured out how to beat the sins. Bond finally puts it all together, saying, "Should've realized when I fought the four evils. Even if he fully revived them from a pile of gory flesh, he couldn't have fixed their armor too. I suppose he was using his chaos power to turn back time. I whipped 𝐼𝐮𝐬𝐽's ass a while back. Judging by his armor, he went back to when he was first chaos-ridden." Cath is very glad that Bond noticed his little technique, saying, "How nice of you to notice. Before you die." He laughs, but then something stops him. But before he does anything, Cath notices something off. His ginormous hands look as if he is about to finish Bond off for good, but he starts thinking to himself, "My chaotic power may be incomplete, but it should have turned this human into a skeleton. But what's this though? He stopped aging? No. Someone is blocking it. But who?" The usurper of chaos looks through the ruins of Leonis, searching for someone, somewhere. But then his ears prick up. He found who he was looking for. Wasting no time, his monstrous arm reaches out through Leonis to capture the one that he has been looking for. On the other side of Leonis, Cath has found the culprit, saying, "Oh, come on. You? That magic force? So that's where you were." It was, of course, Doll Merlin, who else magic-wise had the power to stop Cath's attack on Bond from aging. This is Merlin we're talking about. Escanor's dinosaur's doll thing yells out, "Merlin!" And the other members of the Sins, mainly King and Deanne, are shocked to know that Merlin was actually in Leonis, or at least her doll was. Speaking of, the doll is held captive in Cath's monstrous tentacle, holding above him, saying, "What a nice surprise. Even a witch like you has feelings? Not even you can watch your old friend die, huh?" But the doll corrects him. "This is not the true Merlin. You will never be able to walk. You will never be able to reach Arthur." Adding insult to injury, Cath just throws the doll into his mouth, crunching Merlin's avatar, her only form of communication with the outside world, to bits, leaving Escanor's doll crying. Wait a minute, can a skeleton even cry? Feeling triumphant, Cath extends his arms as if he's won the battle, Now that I've sampled the taste of your magic, it matters little. Hide anywhere you want, I'll just track the scent right over to you. So not only is he part cat, but he's apparently part dog. But before Cath can hunt Merlin down from the back, he is attacked by King's attack increased, stabbing him numerous times in his spine with increase. And from the front, his mouth is just completely destroyed with a single swipe. Maybe that'll shut him up. The king and queen of the fairy and giants are ready to attack the usurper of chaos, ready to make him pay and take him down. But he raises his arm, saying, "Whoa, whoa. I'd advise against that idea," which stops them dead in their tracks. But why? Well, you know those monsters that were surrounding Leonis that Bond supposedly killed? Well,
they're back!
Yeah, Cath just made more of them and they captured all the evacuated humans. If you thought being surrounded by titans would be scary, imagine being surrounded by these things. Cath uses his powers to heal himself up in no time and asks the Sins, "What's your next move?"
He starts monologuing.
The one man who could fell them all at once is sidelined. If you'd like to fight me anyway, then go right ahead. Across the battlefield, 𝐿 faces off against Cath's monstrous creations while Anne is being held back, assuming you don't mind losing all of these hostages along the way. And the successor to their thrones suffers a deadly slash to their chest. The fairy king and queen cry out for 𝐿, shocked that their child has been severely harmed. But Cath just smirks like the evil villain that he is. Made up your mind? Want to continue this battle or not? Leaving 𝐿 vulnerable for Cath's monsters to finish her off. Cath had them over a barrel. Deanne drops her mighty hammer. King's swords disappear as they surrender to the usurper of chaos. Alright, do what you want with us, as they apologize to Meliodas, leaving him the only one capable of facing off against this powerful foe. His demon mark is summoned yet again as Meliodas yells Cath's name. But the giant fuzzball asks, "Why look like that?" as his monsters continue to effortlessly obliterate all of his holy knights and hold the humans of Leonis hostage, blades ready to pierce their innocent flesh, as Meliodas deactivates his mark and just surrenders. Cut away to 𝐸𝐵𝐿𝐴, who's running through the ruins of Leonis as Cath continues his rampage. Blood is splattered everywhere, and she cries her eyes out as she runs to the tower where Queen Elizabeth is being held. Despite beating him before, Bond is now weak to Cath's ruthless attacks, but is commended. How is your body so damn solid, old man? As Bond trembles and continues to cough up blood. Oh, but don't worry, it gets worse. As if old Bond getting his butt handed to him wasn't enough, we see King with his wings ripped off and his body covered in slashes. All the while, Cath mocks him, saying, "Meanwhile, the fairy king's like a wet piece of paper." But hold on to your hats, folks, it gets worse, because King is standing next to his dear Queen Deanne, who's being cut up into pieces and stabbed as if she's a giant pincushion. By God, I keep forgetting just how cruel and twisted 𝐿𝐵𝐿 could be when he really wants to. But it's not over yet. Cath gloats. "Well, 7 deadly sins, I've beaten you, this band of god killers." And for his final victim, Meliodas stands with a hole through his chest and his body pierced by spikes. And that makes me your true god. If not that, then what? The king of Leonis stands before his people defeated, coughing up blood. The citizens of Leonis watch in horror as their king is defeated, but he begs to let them go as promised. But does Cath keep his promise? the monstrous beast just slices Meliodas in half, calling him 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐞. The people of Leonis and any surviving sins watch in horror as Meliodas falls to the ground, bisected. Everyone weeps. The great heroes of legend have lost. It's all over.
Game over, man. It's game over.
The biggest question now is who could ever stand up to a monster like that? But Diodora might actually have the key as he looks down to the chained box. Let me know in the comments what you think is in that box, because right now these people definitely need a miracle. Meanwhile, in the Tower of Leonis, 𝐸𝐮𝐫𝐞 consoles her queen, begs her, "Please, Queen Elizabeth, you must evacuate at once." She stands before the queen and delivers heartbreaking news. Leonis will fall shortly. Its people are taken hostage, His Majesty, the other sins. The citizens of Leonis, and all those rescued from Camelot. She doesn't even have the guts to finish that sentence. Tristan's fiance says with sadness in her voice, "I failed to protect the lands in Prince Tristan's absence. I could never bear to see his face again." Tears fall from her eyes, but I at least hope to die resisting that menace. And I want you to save yourself at worst. A noble gesture, but her tears are wiped away by Elizabeth, saying that is enough. The queen consults her future daughter-in-law. 𝐸𝐮𝐫𝐞, you have a future with Tristan ahead of you. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just take care of my father. She gives a kind smile worthy of a goddess and leaves 𝐸𝐮𝐫𝐞 to watch over her old father. The goddess queen stands before her kingdom, lying in ruins as the monster below continues his rampage. This is not the end of Leonis. All of its people, and the 7 deadly sins as well. We end chapter 227 with Elizabeth proclaiming, the symbol of the goddess clan in her eyes, "I swear I will protect them, even if it means losing my own life." I just have one thing to say about this chapter.
Why? How? When? Which?
How the hell did we get here? Yes, because of King's stupid monologue, Cath decided to use his brain and take out one of their key members. But Meliodas could have taken Cath on with King and Diane's help. While we're mentioning those two sins, why? You sacrificed to save your child, but for a promise that was never going to be kept. Oh, and 𝐼𝐶𝐸𝐿, if you're still alive, do something. You're a child of the 7 deadly sins. You are the sacred tree's chosen successor, and now would be a good time to start using that special power of yours. Now is your time to shine and start protecting the people while your parents are out of commission. What do you think is going to happen in chapter 228? Will Elizabeth save all of Leonis at the cost of her own life? Can the 7 deadly sins hold their own against Cath just a little while longer while the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse find Merlin before he does? We'll have to find out in the next chapter. If you love 7 Deadly Sins and 4 Knights of the Apocalypse material, hit that like button, hype this video up, subscribe for more content coming your way very soon. This has been Dante from the anime Underworld, and I'll see you mortals later.